Welcome, everyone, to Spotlight on What's Next, Week 12. Today, we talk about from traction to transformation, scaling leadership impact. Over the past several weeks, we have moved through a deliberate leadership evolution. Week 8 reminded us that confidence is built through disciplined continuation. Week 9 challenged us to move from adaptation to architecture. Week 10 established trust as operational infrastructure in the AI era. And week 11 pushed us to convert trust into traction and scalable progress. Now, week 12 asks the next and perhaps most consequential leadership question. Once traction exists, how do we ensure it leads to meaningful, lasting transformation? I'm Dr. Rhonda Farrell, the CEO of Global Innovation Strategies, and your success strategist discussing this topic with you this week. Because in 2026, progress alone is not enough. Progress must translate into equity, access, and expanded opportunity, especially for those historically underrepresented in leadership systems. So today brings the global leadership moment. This week sits at the intersection of two powerful forces. International Women's Month, which highlights the progress and persistent gaps, as well as AI-driven transformation, redefining how leadership work and opportunity scale. Across industries and geographies, a clear signal is emerging. Organizations are advancing capabilities faster than they are advancing inclusion. Women are entering leadership pipelines in greater numbers, driving innovation, policy, and transformation initiatives, landing in areas and roles such as AI governance, public service, and global development. And yet, representation gaps remain at senior levels. Access to high impact roles is completely uneven, and systems often scale performance but not equity. This is indeed a leadership inflection point. So, the next leadership shift that we're proclaiming is that high performing leaders in 2026 are recognizing a critical truth. Transformation is not complete until it is utterly inclusive. It is no longer sufficient to build systems that work, establish trust, generate traction. Leaders must now ensure that opportunity scales alongside performance. The question becomes who is being accelerated and who might be being left behind. So our three leadership moves for week 12 include designing for inclusive scale. Many organizations unintentionally scale exclusion. Why? Because systems are designed around existing networks, historical pathways, familiar leadership profiles. Instead, leaders must act. Who has access to high visibility work? Who is being included in these decision-making environments? And who might benefit the most from accelerated opportunities? Inclusive scale is not a byproduct, it is a design decision. So we need to move and shift from representation to activation. Representation matters, of course, but it is not the end all be all, and it is not enough. Activation is the ultimate differentiator. This means sponsoring, not just mentoring, assigning ownership of critical initiatives, expanding decision authority, providing access to strategic conversations. Presence without power does not create transformation, but activation, along with the rest, certainly does. We must align AI leadership and equity initiatives. While AI is accelerating decision making, talent identification, and operational systems without intentional design, it can also unintentionally or inadvertently reinforce bias, scale existing inequities, and limit visibility into non-traditional talent. So leaders must ensure transparent decision models are included. Bias monitoring and governance must exist. Inclusive data inputs should govern, and human-centered oversight should exist because technology will scale whatever systems already persist. So the question is, what are we choosing to scale, and are we designing that cohesively to ensure that we're removing as much bias and inequities as possible and creating the most non-traditional talent opportunities? Why does this matter so much now? Because leadership environment in 2026 is defined by AI-driven acceleration, a plethora of workforce transformation initiatives, global talent competition that is heightened, and rising expectations for equity and accountability. So, organizations that integrate inclusion into transformation will strengthen innovation capacities, improve decision quality, increase workforce engagement, and build sustainable leadership pipelines. Organizations that do not will experience hidden friction, limit talent utilization, and undermine long-term performance. The difference will not be intentional. The difference will not be focused simply on intention, but rather the difference will be made through holistic design and execution. So our week 12 reflection are these. Where are we scaling performance but not opportunity? Who might consistently be included in high impact decisions and who may not? Where does our system unintentionally favor familiarity over capability? And what would inclusive acceleration look like in practice? Transformation is not measured only by what improves, it is measured by who advances. So our week 12 actions are to identify one initiative, program, or system that is currently scaling, then ask who is benefiting the most from this? Who might still be completely underrepresented in this space or missing? What structural adjustments would expand access and inclusion? And then take one intentional step to widen the pathway, because leadership is not only about moving forward, it is about bringing the others along with you. So, our closing thought for today is that momentum builds confidence, architecture creates stability, trust enables scale, and traction drives progress. But true transformation ensures that progress is shared, sustainable, and equitable. And in the defining leadership era of 2026, the organizations that lead will not simply move faster, they will move forward together. Again, I'm Dr. Rhonda Farrell, the CEO of Global Innovation Strategies, your success strategist, wrapping up week 12 of Spotlight on What's Next 2026, from traction to transformation, scaling leadership impact.